Hello, everybody. Hope y'all been doing good. My name is Alec Nance, Level 2 Quantum Healing Hypnosis Therapy Practitioner. This is Conscious Connect, episode number 8. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a breakdown, a walkthrough, and just speaking about quantum healing hypnosis therapy, also known as QHHT. Today I'm going to be speaking as both a practitioner and just overall enthusiast. I received a QHHT session long before I decided to become a practitioner. It was amazing, life-changing, and I'm just going to take you guys step by step what to expect, how to prepare, how an actual session goes, and just my thoughts for continuing life, and just getting the full benefits of the session long after the session is finished. So I just want to give you a brief summary of just the entire technique summed up. Essentially, a practitioner, a skilled hypnotherapist is going to put you inside a hypnotic trance using what we call a script, an induction script. It's super relaxing, and how the technique goes, you will go through normally 3 different past lives, 3 different important days of those past lives. Often this is kind of related to your current life, things from previous lives that could help you, assist you, that knowledge from previous lives that could assist you in your current journey as who you are today. And then finally, we speak with the subconscious. It's kind of like a side of yourself that just has all the answers, all the knowledge from previous lives. And I often have people prepare a list of questions for the subconscious, and we may ask some questions about the session itself. Why were they shown this? Why were they shown that? And how best practices moving forward in life, things that could benefit that person, health-wise, mental health. So now I'm going to just take you step by step on how a session goes with me, start to finish. I often do consultations and kind of form a really good relationship with my clients long before we actually have the session. So this is how sessions go with me. So during my consultations, it's just an over the phone appointment that I'll have with people just to see, like, how did you hear about QHHT? What are you expecting? What are your goals with the session? And the more I learn about my client and their needs, the better I can assist them, the better I can help them prepare for the session, and kind of guide them with best practices moving forward afterwards. And normally I will have them, well, I encourage all my clients to make a list for their subconscious that I can ask afterwards. They're often related to their life, certain problems they're trying to get through. What else? Purpose. That's always the big one. What am I supposed to be doing? Why am I here? Often when we find our purpose, we find our path, and we can kind of become more balanced, and life's just a lot easier knowing what best serves you, right? So fast forward to the day of the actual appointment. Now, I have recommendations preparing for a session, and also best practices. Not only did I learn taking the course, but just I picked up along the way things that work great for me. Number one is preparing. So 24 hours before your session, that time is just for you. If possible, I would de-stress your life as much as possible. Take some time to sit and reflect. I wouldn't go eating. Be mindful of what you eat before a session. You don't want to have a stomach ache or anything that's going to make it hard for you to get comfortable. Reminder, this is all about relaxation. The hypnotherapist should be able to make you pretty relaxed, keep you comfortable, but overall it's kind of like you don't want to have a lot of craziness going on right before. So mark the date on your calendar when you're having your appointment and proceed accordingly. Keep yourself as happy as possible. Prepare that list of questions for your subconscious. Now, when I did my session, I was going through like just it was a major spiritual awakening happening in my life at the time. So I had like 30 questions. I wanted to know about past lives. I had requests, my purpose in this life, possible assistance. from spirit guides and just a whole heap of things. So don't hold back. Get your money's worth with these sessions. Get your time's worth, and try to milk it for everything that you can. This is amazing process. So getting into the actual induction. So check this out. You need to be in a comfortable environment. Some things I don't recommend is you need to be able, the goal is the utmost relaxation. If you're going to a hypnotherapist, you have nothing to worry about. They'll especially a QHHT practitioner, we've been taught well how to cultivate the perfect environment to help our clients go into that deep trance. That's what we want, that's what we need. If they're coming to you, I would try to not have any pets around, no dogs barking, loud TVs, loud music, anything that's going to distract you. It makes it harder to relax. It might be a certain person in your family that stresses you out. They probably shouldn't be there. I try to keep things positive. I only say it because I've seen it. And I will say this: you need to be able to get inside a resting position. I tell my clients, I don't know what to do. I say, look, just try to go to sleep. Whatever the process is before you go to sleep, do that. The goal is to take the client as close to sleep as possible while keeping them awake. And that's what we do. So, and that's like the top level of relaxation. That's a very meditative state, and it's perfect. It's amazing. That's it. Oh my God, I go brain dead sometimes. So anyway, you want to be comfortable, and you want to empty your bladder right before the session. If you're holding it, anything that prevents you from relaxing, take care of that. And sit there, make your body comfortable, be still, and try to go to sleep. I've had clients do all of this I don't know, stuff while they get into relaxation. That's how they meditate. Cool, please be still, try to go to sleep, and just like zone out. Rely on that practitioner's hypnotic script. It's like a lullaby. They're gonna rock you to sleep, and just have fun with it. It's supposed to be like an amazing adventure, so just have fun with that. And they should put you right out. So after you're in a good trance, they've gone through that script, it is a bit long, just, it really puts you out of there. I actually loved it when I was doing mine. It was so fun, just listening to that and just going deeper and deeper into like this hypnotic dream state. We will proceed to the actual past lives. Now peep this out. It may be a past life. I've had clients where we've gone through 3 literal past lives, right? And we go to 3 important days within those past lives, followed by how did you die? I take them to the last day of their life. Sometimes we're shown that. Sometimes it may be a bit too traumatic. The subconscious is there to protect you. So I've had people, you don't really see it. I've had just all types of stuff, and it's pretty neat. And then we'll ask, what was the purpose of that life? What lessons did you learn? And here's the most amazing part. This is why I love conducting these sessions. It's like literally it's like going to the movies with that person. You're going back in time. You're viewing a life that they lived that they don't remember anymore, and you're giving them access to that knowledge, that wisdom, the things they learned in that life, and most of the time it can benefit them in their current life. It is amazing. I've had clients, I've seen it all. I've had people go back to important days in a past life and just cry tears of joy from the triumph they felt for overcoming something, making someone proud. And like I've had people bust out in tears because of, maybe losing a loved one or just something that happened in their life. And it's a beautiful process. The session should be recorded so you can go back and listen to it and kind of take what you need from it. But it's amazing, and it's also that person getting a chance to tell their story. It's almost, I feel like, homage almost, the way, like, how would we have gotten that information from that person from beyond the grave if it wasn't for this session? You know, there's some very important information deep within your soul. The subconscious is kind of like it's like a memory card. It's like, I say movies, it's almost like going to a library, and every life that you have lived is a book. And you take that book off the shelf and you go to the most important chapters of that book. You live through those days, those times, those years, however it goes. I've seen so many different things, and it's always like an amazing treat. That's why I love this so much. And like I say, I'm an actual enthusiast. So we'll go through 3 different past lives. Now, I want to peep this here. It's not always a past life. People have been shown alternate realities, the differences between certain, like, I come to people, sometimes they're at a crossroad in their life. They will be shown actual outcomes of each decision that they could make, and that gives them the knowledge and wisdom to go forth with whatever their heart desires, whatever is most aligned with their spiritual path. So, and they may be shown like different parts of their life, the life that they're living right now. And then it becomes like an actual therapy session. Not all my clients go into past life. Some people go right into these memories, and like a good practitioner is going to ask the right questions. You know, what is happening here? How does this make you feel? It just spins off into this thing, and you've worked out this problem that you suppressed, or not even suppressed, that you were unaware of. It's like, it's amazing. You have this entire therapy session. It's not like just going to an actual therapist, because we're working with your own memories, parts of your life, your childhood, major events that have happened that have shaped the way you think, the route you're going, things that you need to know and think about. I've had people get great clarity and even great closure with certain situations. And it's amazing. Some people ask, like, I've had multiple people come back and like, hey, when can I do another session? I tell them, you'll know, and you can always rebook. I'm here. We can do as many as you need. It's a out of this world experience. Finally, after we've done the 3 past lives, current lives, and I also want to mention, I've had people, man, I don't even know what to call it. They've turned into lights in space. These light beings who can go anywhere, do anything, have all these existences, like some really bizarre, amazing things. Those are the really interesting ones. All of them are interesting. What were we? Okay, contacting the subconscious. Like I say, the subconscious is the higher version of yourself, the part of yourself that remembers everything. We can't really remember all the lives we lived or everything that our soul has been before becoming who we are right now. So it's like those memories like really don't serve us. We would be a completely different thing than like a human being if we could just remember 10,000 past lives, or whatever you've done, whatever you've been, whatever experiences you've had. And then we will get the answers we need from your subconscious. Whatever you came there to ask, I'll ask before, may I ask questions on your behalf, things that we were shown before the session. Prior to the session, whenever the day of your appointment, whenever you get there, or the hypnotherapist comes to you, there will be an interview done, and you'll be asked several vague questions regarding why you want a session. Tell me about your childhood, tell me about your family, tell me about the main characters in your movie, the life you're living. Tell me about the main characters in that, reoccurring themes. We won't like I say, the questions are pretty vague. We won't like just pry, but it's super important to kind of establish that rapport and just get a full understanding of why we are here and what's to be accomplished. This conversation could take a little while. A lot of times people will come and like they have so much to get off their chest, so many reasons why they wanted the sessions, like a major spiritual awakening. Those of us on the spiritual path, it's often hard to explain our experiences and the things we're working towards. So a lot of times these things have been suppressed. I've heard so many times I can't talk to anybody about this. They think I'm crazy. And I'll tell you something. I had a session. This was after I completed my level 1 course. I completed it and a couple months went by. I wasn't really getting too many, this before people started kind of reaching out for appointments. But I was in deep meditation one day and I had, I channel pretty good. I'm a medium. So I'm in deep meditation and these 2 lights appear, right? These 2 bright lights, and they kept saying, she's precious to us. She's precious to us. And I didn't know who they were talking about. I assumed, but I didn't ask. I asked, who am I speaking with? They say Arcturians. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I experience these things from time to time. So at this point, I don't think much of it. I keep going and just expect something to come from it eventually. But months, I mean, like probably a good 6 months after that, this woman calls me from, what was she, like Bentonville, Arkansas, 2-3 hours away. I've never spoke to this woman. I had no idea who she was. And she's like, hey, you know, I saw your name on the QHHT website. I wanted to have me an appointment. And I'm like, okay. And with her, you know what, she sent me an email first. So this was our consultation. And I was asking, like, you know, how did you get my information? You know, she was telling me. And we're just talking, and probably like 40 minutes into the conversation, she's like, oh, another thing I want to tell you. I was having a dream, and it was these 2 lights. And they really wanted me to know the word Arcturian. I don't know what that means. And I'm like, what? I looked it up. It's like a galaxy or something. Maybe that was her spirit family, but it's amazing. So finally, after everything has happened, after we've contacted you've seen your past lives, we've contacted the subconscious, gotten you taken care of, got the answers you were requesting, a direction in life, you discovered your purpose, you have so much to think about and unpack. Like, the session is not over just because, you know, we'll do like kind of a count out. You're gradually woken up because you are like deep down under. And I will tell you, a lot of times I'll have people in a hypnotic trance for just hours. And another reason why my sessions are so amazing, I'm a very experienced medium. This is something like I asked for during my session. I put on when I made my list of questions, I put on there, I want it to be as psychic could get. And I think it's kind of like a journey, a process. I don't even know what that means, but I will tell you, I'm a very experienced medium. This is something I practiced for years. All these things, this information came into my life on top of just like a lot of meditation and intentional opening of that third eye. That's what I wanted from my session. That's what I got. But I can tell you this, I can speak with my clients subconscious, telepathically. And like often this starts before the session. I'll meditate the day before, the day of, before the actual session. And it's like, this is nothing that is like frivolous, or I'm very responsible with this. I'm usually trying to help. That's the only way I can get in contact, when it's to assist. What do I need to ask them during our interview? And we're usually working in tandem throughout the entire process. And often people are doing their own sessions when they come to me. At a certain point, I'm just there, and their subconscious is feeding me what to ask next. She needs a bathroom break. Change the subject. Things of this nature. Ask about this, ask about that. I'm getting like the next step, because it's like you go into this past life. I set the scene. What do you see around you? I'm in a house with my family. You know, what are you wearing? What's the color of your skin? Where are you? And all this information is coming from the actual memories of that life. So that's what makes things really easy with me, and that's why my clients have the best success. And I get so much just love and appreciation after the fact. Like, this is like something that is really life-changing, and it's amazing for me to be able to assist people in that way. When I was doing my session, I wanted to discover my purpose, and that was part of the thing. I'm supposed to be helping people, sharing my gifts. I never thought in a million years I would be like a guy on YouTube talking about emotions and whatnot, but here I am, and it feels amazing. That's what I'm the most spiritually aligned with. It comes natural, and it brings my heart so much joy to be able to assist others. After your session, you need to ground yourself. There may be taking a walk outside, calling a friend, getting a nice meal to eat. After my session, I was spinning. I had so much to process. It was like so much to think about. It took me days. It took me like a year. Like I was still processing, working through things. Why did this happen? Why did I see that? I'm meditating. I'm speaking with my subconscious in meditation. And it's almost like the session never ended. I've been one with my subconscious ever since that session. Now, could I still use another one? Yes, because it's one thing to meditate. It would be so much fun now to lay down and actually have a practitioner talk to me, walk me through certain situations, ask me questions that I'm not really asking myself, because just going back and forth could be a bit overwhelming sometimes. That's why it's best done like in deep meditation. I really do it right before I go to sleep. It's the best time. But after this, you want to kind of maybe journal a little bit. If you saw something you want to remember, draw it. And just, man, enjoy. The things you asked for, you may not get them on the spot. I'm still getting things I've asked for. And my session was years ago. It's been like 2-3 years. So a lot of times it's a process. Things need to be gradually transition into your life. That's about all I can think about, guys. So if y'all have any questions, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be making plenty of other videos about QHHT. Love you guys. And if you want an appointment with me, you can contact me at alecnance@yahoo.com. That's alecnance@yahoo.com. You can comment on this video. You can shoot me an inbox. Whatever you need to do to contact me. If you go on the QHHT website, I'm there as a practitioner in Little Rock, Arkansas. So, love. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Everybody has their own reasons for wanting a session that is personal and unique to them. I will tell you, there are several reasons I wanted mine. I was going through this major spiritual awakening. My belief systems were being challenged, and I was realizing that there's so much more to the universe than what I've known my entire life. It started off, I started seeing like Dolores Cannon videos. A lot of my clients will come to me, if not like some people come to me through like word of mouth, client references, but the ones who just find me like from the website, the QHHT website, they've usually either watched Dolores Cannon's videos or have read the books. I found a video on what was it? YouTube, like 2023. I was like researching like twin flames and stuff like that. And then Dolores Cannon came up. She had a really intriguing video, and I was like, oh, who's this lady? So I went and I found her series, The Convoluted Universe, and I've read all 5 books, and it took me a while. I did like combination of audiobooks, but I would also order them, and kind of like highlight and bookmark certain things I want to come back to. But I went through all 5 books twice, and that was within a year. Now, a few years out, I probably went through all those books about 4 times. Now I just do like certain chapters I need to go back and touch up on. Forgive me for butchering the name, but she did a book on the 3 ways of volunteers. And like, I've really read most of her books. There's a couple I haven't read, but it was just amazing. I couldn't believe, and honestly, that Cumberland in the Universe series was so life-changing because it is the only thing that has ever made sense to me to this day. Nothing made sense until I read this series, and I knew I wanted a session. I wanted to view my past lives. I had so many questions, and I decided to go ahead and look up a local practitioner and have me a session. And I tell you what, I went to Yana Freeman. She's in Little Rock, Arkansas, and she's amazing. She had been practicing QHHT since the 90s, so about as long as I've been born, and she has so much experience. I went there and we had a good sit down before went outside, I fed her chickens while just talking about kind of what I wanted from the session, just life in general. She's an amazing, super sweet person. We had the session, and she didn't use the traditional script I used at Dolores. She had a different script, but it was a fun exercise, and I went under easily. And when we were going through my past lives, they were very interesting. None as like, I don't know what I was. There was one where I was in this crystal city. There were tall buildings, but everything seemed like it was kind of made of crystals. It was beautiful. And I went inside this house, and I think it was my house, but inside the house, it was like really nothing. It was like thought, and I could create anything in there. It was amazing, a bit bizarre, and I'm still trying to understand exactly what and where that was. Questions I should probably ask. I had another one. I was in Egypt, but it was like, I don't know if it was Egypt. It was pyramids. It was like these, I do not know if that was Egypt or not. I know there were pyramids there, and I know there was like these little golden tassel things, like these little things. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a wind chime type deal, but it was golden, and it was like pretty cool to look at. And the sky was black. It was thundering, and Yana was asking questions to my subconscious, like, what's going on? And it was like, cataclysm. It's a cataclysm. And at another one, I was on a spaceship, kind of looking at Earth, and just going through different rooms on the ship. So it was pretty sweet, but I got what I needed from this session, and it was life-changing.